Right, it's Christmas Day 2024, Wednesday, and tonight will be ceremony 88 for me, my Stranton tonight. So this is about ceremony 87, which was Monday, gone. Really interesting. Main thing was the cleaning entities were really vivid and they came on really quick, probably, I don't know, I think I started feeling the ire 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes into the ceremony, usual, but the fractal visuals became really quite vivid, more than normal for me, and they started to take forms of almost human type forms, like God or human shape but wearing a crown. Aspects of cleaning. Then when Maestro singing the Icaros, when he started calling the doctorcitos, it was really vivid. It was beautiful. I had a couple of fairy human size, small human size, like 12-year-old girl size doctorcito nurses with wings, just like a fairy, but almost human size, next to me on my left side here, doing surgery through my temple, which that was really interesting. Like another one at the end of my bed when I was lying down in vision, so she wasn't so clear, but the one next to me, she was there for a good 10 minutes. Just, I was just thinking, oh, maybe she's finally fixing, brain chemistry from complex post-traumatic stress disorder or whatever she's doing. It was really great, so that was lovely. To have her there so long, and then she'd move away, and maybe another one would come and bring something, and then there was like a idea of these tools that they were using, and coming all the way up through my legs and my body, like using a hand tool, sort of scanning my body and up into my head. And then another weird thing was like these fractal dogs, like little small dogs with kind of big cartoony kind of noses, just in the fractal shape. And there were loads of them. There's about 7 of them at one point, and they're all just sniffing my whole spiritual being, as if they were looking for something, trying to smell something. It was really bizarre. That's never happened before. But I like the idea of the doctorcito as the fairy again, because maybe they get these ideas on plant medicines over the millennia of where all these cultural tales of fairies and elves and everything come from. It's like the form that Bobinsana takes for me now when she's sort of being my companion in a human form. She's like a wraith, translucent, very beautiful, long dark hair, elven features, very beautiful. So when she'll come and dance with me and singing, and then you can still hear the voices of the other plant spirits singing, but mainly Bobinsana. That's the only one that I can identify, because that's they come in when he sings the Bobinsana Ikaro, which is usually before Cognac anyway. He does the Bobinsana a couple of times, but introduces it at the front of the Cognac Ikaro. And usually the plants will sing along to a couple of sentences of the song and then stop. And I'm just in a really lovely place, so that was interesting to have Bobinsana again with me. We were like at a party, which Pachamama Esta de Fiesta, sort of in a party kind of thing, and then she took me out on the balcony, which I think I said in the last video, and then sat me down at the table and we just had a conversation. She was teaching me, this time though she was with me and just teaching me about trying to just feel the Icaros, not think consciously, just let the spirit energy flow through you so that you know it. And when you're not thinking about it, if you're concentrating on something else but still singing along with it to Cognac, when you would normally not, might struggle with what's the word next exactly, because it's still not 100% knowing it. So just let it flow, and then you realize you're singing it without actually thinking about it. And she said, think about the same thing when if you're singing an Ikaro and just calling, being like, let the spirit energy flow through you. You're just an open valve, like just a conduit for the energy. So having these lessons and stuff, it's wonderful. But I really love the fairy aspect, and of course Papa Julio was brought down again in the ceremony and briefly possessing Maestro, just to announce his presence when he does his laugh, his characteristic laugh, ha 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 ha. And obviously that's Maestro's voice, but Papa Julio, marking his entrance into the Maloka when Maestro's called his father. So that's wonderful. And yeah, everyone was fine. Got a nice group, they're nice people, only 4. Josh was in ceremony as well, his first time for 4 months. So he had a bit of a purge. I think most people did at some point. I threw up about 3 times, but it wasn't really heavy. But the ayahuasca felt heavy though. It was very low energy for me. I didn't have a lot of energy in it. It felt heavy. And Maestro singing the really sad Icaros, really slow, really clear voice this night, as if there's someone in there that was going to be suffering some sadness. And I think it was Sasha who said that she did have a little cry. So maybe, he sensed it and then called the Icaros and sang them really slowly, really sad. And I thought, if I was feeling sad, that would have been really impactful. Or if I had some sadness in me, that would have been really impactful. I could tell. And so what else? There's something else I wanted to mention. I've forgotten it now. Wasn't it? Yeah, no, it's just those 3 things. It was just how really, really clear the fractal phase right at the start when the ayahuasca hits you, where if you're going to suffer from anxiety or fear at that point, for a lot of beginners, it'll be then, because it's powerful, because your heart rate starts going up and everything, and it can be quite frightening for beginners. But I just talk to them, the cleaning spirits, the cleaning entities, just thank them for all the work they've done for me in cleaning, all the bad spirits and all the illnesses and just all the problems over the last 3.5 years, all the work they've done on me, and thank them for it. And sometimes if I think there's something wrong, I just say, what about that, this, that, the other, and what about my skin, can you have a look, and just, I'd really appreciate it, really, you just be polite with them, and it helps you get through that kind of phase where it's powerful and you're coming up, and although I don't have any fear in myself, my body can still feel it. You still get those triggers, because that's partly what they do when they arrive. They set your body on, they can set your body in fight flight mode, and it's like they're setting it off to rattle the dark energy inside and loosen it up, and shivering. I've been the last few ceremonies, I've been shivering like crazy. Whole body shakes, just and cold, but shivering. Maybe for up to half an hour, and then in phases, and then it'll pass, and then you're kind of good to go for the rest of the ceremony, and then you can go into normal vision space, rather than what I perceive as the fractal vision space, where the DMT is hitting presumably hitting your pineal gland and really causing those visions. And usually Maestro is singing, Chacrunita, pinta las visiones, paint the visions. So pretty much that was, that's it. Glad these videos get shorter. There's not really, too much detail that, I want to talk about. Talking to Lewis, he's got a good GoPro. We went on the jungle walk today, and he said he'd like to do an interview with me. I said, well, I'd like to do one with you, because I haven't done one for ages. I've only ever done 2 with clients, the way it kind of works out. Helena was the first one, Colin was the other one. So it's nice to have a change and get, especially first timers, and get their first perception of their first ceremony when they don't know what to expect and what they experienced. And then, maybe after the second ceremony tonight, we can find some time tomorrow or Friday morning to talk to Lewis. He's another guy from the UK. So it's nice to have another Brit here again. That's 2 Brits here on the trot for 2 weeks, because we don't get many Brits come here. So, uh, yeah, it was a strange ceremony for me Monday. Just the feeling of it, it was quite heavy, no energy. Um, I think, and I felt really exhausted. I slept as soon as I got up and had breakfast. I slept again when I got back from breakfast. Then I slept again at lunchtime. It's like a, but Gino also had a bit of a flu, Brogan, that he brought, and I, although I haven't suffered from it, I could smell it in my nostrils, um, and I got a whiff of it today too, uh, during drinking chicha morada. It's a particular type of chemical smell that I've identified when I was a teenager, when I first had a really bad flu as a young teenager. Like there's a particular chemical smell that goes in your nostrils with flu, can be, and I could smell it. So that's probably why I was so tired, but I'm not sure. But I was pretty exhausted on Tuesday. I had no energy most of the day till the afternoon because I slept a lot. And I think just the culmination of the last 10 weeks, because it's been really, there's, so much has happened in the last 10 weeks for me. It's been a really grueling time. The hex and coming back here and getting all the dark energy in Iquitos, it's been very difficult from an energy burnout point of view. But feeling good today. We went on the jungle walk and that was nice. And the guy, I didn't have my phone with me, so I didn't take them personally, but I will upload them if they set up a WhatsApp group. A couple of them actually filmed Maestro. He was great. He was explaining the plants and the trees, but he actually sang the Icaros, the short Icaros. So it's a brilliant learning tool for me. So to learn them rather than have to go through the whole of the ceremony, uploaded to Google Drive to send to the clients. And listen. Although I listen back to them. Usually at the first night when I'm falling asleep after the ceremony, I'm just listening morning and night. When I'm meditating, just listen to the Icaros to learn them. But these were great because he did 3 today. He actually did an Icaro for ayahuasca when we were at the ayahuasca vine. He did one for the Toi tree, to bring the strength of the spirit of the was it the Toi tree or something else? I can't remember. And another tree as well. I forgot the name of it. Anyway, they've got the videos of that, so I'm going to upload. When I get them, I'll upload them to YouTube. There's a short probably. That'd be great. Just a couple of shorts of the Icaros. So a great way to learn those because they're just condensed. They're only a couple of lines, not even, or just a verse really. So that's great. So, but yeah, it was a lot of strong vision space on Monday. I just had no energy. I didn't even want to smoke my pipe. I managed to eat my apple. I was really thirsty. I had a dry throat in that ceremony. I had to drink some water before it ended. I just swilled my mouth, that's right. But I drank a glass right at the end. I was really thirsty. I came back, drank half a flagon of the glass vase that we have here for water. Ate my apple. Fortunately, didn't throw up anymore, but I had diarrhea 3 times to clean out. But the group's energies are pretty good. There's nothing really heavy with people, not compared to last week's. Obviously having Inna and a few other people, there was seriously powerful energies in that last ceremony. And if I was sucking them out as well, which is why I was vomiting so much and had so much diarrhea with that group, it's hardly surprising. So the skeleton crew here, there's only Lady, Yoko, Maestro Pete, Kate has arrived for Cambo tomorrow, but I don't think he's got any takers. I don't think anybody wants to do it. Lewis has changed his mind. After talking to his family, they've said, "Oh no, don't do that." Again, people misunderstanding and not understanding plant and spiritual medicine. So he's decided to agree with them to not worry them, because he was going to do it, and then he said he spoke to his family New Year's Christmas Eve last night. And, "Oh no, don't go doing the frog poison." It's like, and it would have been his first time, which is a shame. But we'll see tomorrow. Maybe somebody else. I think it's only Amalia. She's the older Peruvian lady who's been here before. She's going to do it, I think, but probably the only one. But they might do rape, so they have another experience of something else. But that's pretty much it. There's not much else to tell. Yeah, nothing more to tell really.